Hi, I'm Jason Tabb, and this is my wife Vicki Tabb, and we're the founders of Hope's Haven Camp.
Hope's Haven is a camp for abused and neglected children who are or have been wards of the court. So they're either in foster care, group homes, or have been adopted.
My biggest fear was not knowing what to expect, I think, and not having really ever worked directly with foster care children, just wondering if there would be something that I would be not equipped for. But then the realization too that God just provides everything that you need, trusting that, and being around all the other people who were there.
The biggest fear that I had for camp was I questioned my own spirituality. I wasn't quite sure if I was prepared to be able to answer some of the questions that some of the campers would have for me. But I was just able to, at camp we have a big family, and through that, if there's any questions, we help each other. But honestly, being around the kids is so comfortable, and their questions are just so genuine. There hasn't been anything that I haven't, by the grace of God, been able to answer, to the best of my ability. And I've been very comfortable with the relationships that I build with them.
Well, to be very honest, my biggest fear this year was returning as a mentor in my 50s. I thought, how on earth am I going to do this? I can't run as fast, I can't stay up as late, and I just have to tell you that we even had some mentors, at least one or two in their 60s, and they did great, and so did I in my 50s. There was nothing to be worried about. The camp experience was fine. Another thing is I played 2 games of Gold Rush, but not the third. See, they accommodate for people in their 50s.
My biggest fear was not knowing what to say. Some of these kids have been through situations that I don't even want to think about, and being faced with answering questions about it or having to respond to something that you don't know how to respond to was definitely my biggest fear. But the Lord equipped me through my career as a teacher, and also just through the support of other staff at Hope's Haven. Nobody lets you go through anything by yourself. It's very supportive, and God was always there for me too, of course.
My biggest fear? I think just not being prepared. I know other people probably say that too. But I think that is kind of, we tend to disqualify ourselves a little bit because we think that, oh, well, I'm not schooled enough in this, or I'm struggling with this, struggling with that. Like, how can God use me when I haven't worked through this myself? Or like, a lot of misconceptions and lies I think that we tell ourselves. And it's really easy to believe those lies and kind of let this, oh, well, maybe next year I'll help with camp, or next year I'll step out in faith. But I think it's just choosing not to be afraid, even when you want to be afraid.
I would tell them that you absolutely should, and that it is a wonderful experience. I would just say, even if you enjoy working with kids at all, it's going to be a wonderful use of your time. I think it's definitely gratifying just to see the impact you can have on these kids just in the short time that you're there. Even the first day that you get there, these kids might be kind of quiet and not really, don't know who you are, but by the end of the week, the time you're done with them, they'll absolutely love you and be begging you not to leave because you've grown so close. And I think growing closer with the kids and all the other staff in general is really the most gratifying part of the whole experience.
Tell them it's a lot of fun. It's exhausting, but so much fun, and so worth the exhaustion that you get from it. I would say that there's so many different roles at camp. You can find your niche in anything. It doesn't matter whether you're really good at cooking, or are you good at just helping to set up, come help us set up a camp, or, being a mentor. Because I know people think initially about, oh, I have to work with this child, and what if I break them? And oh no. But you don't have to even take that kind of a role if you don't want to. If you just want to be there, be a part of kitchen staff, and do that, because that's still a big help at camp. I mean, we love food, we love to eat at camp, and it's a big part too. So I mean, there's other roles that we need help with at camp, behind the scenes roles that you don't necessarily have to be right there with the campers if you don't feel comfortable with that, or if you want to kind of watch from the sidelines first and then do that.
So if you were wondering about volunteering at camp, I would say that, praying about it first would be the biggest thing. Just ask God to help you with maybe what role you want to do. And I would just say that coming into it, the kids really just want you to be there, and like being yourself is one of the biggest parts of you that you can bring to camp. And there's so many roles that you can fill, so you don't have to worry about, you could be a guide or a mentor or even help in the kitchen, but just, if you have experience with working with kids and just interacting with them and bringing what you've learned about Christ in your lives and just being able to share it with the campers who are there.
Camp has really been impactful in my life, and there's just a lot of joy you get from being around children and getting to love on them, and it was really life-changing, and it made me see the way God loves us in a new perspective of just how He loves on the orphans and how He's been using me to love on them. So it really changes the way you view God in that sense.
For me, camp has changed me in the respect that it's kind of like going on a missions trip where you think you are going into, you think you're going to go in and make a difference. And I think we all make a difference in serving God in the ways that we do. But it has shown me that really, again, God is the one who makes the difference. He just uses us as vessels. And to learn to just be more obedient and trust that He's sending me and guiding me where He wants me to go, even when I'm not comfortable or I don't feel qualified. So.
I mean, just seeing God work so much, it's definitely, helped me build my faith in God, seeing how He works and how He's moving. On a day-to-day aspect, you don't always necessarily see, how God's working sometimes just because busyness of life and stuff. But when you help with camp and you're in that confined area with the kids and stuff, you see it way more because it's right there, it's right in front of you. And I think just helping with camp has definitely helped my faith in God to grow. And I think I take more from camp, I think, home with me than the kids probably do. And that's why I love helping with camp.
Camp has changed me in so many different ways. It's hard to just pinpoint one, but I can tell you that I don't feel the sense of hopelessness that I used to, because when you see the hope that those children have in their eyes when they leave camp, that 1 week is devoted for them, and they take that week with them the other 360 days a year. And I can apply that to my everyday life. It's a hands-on experience that I'm able to take home to my children, to my community, and that's what we're here for. We're here to serve. So that's how it's changed my life. I've gotten to give a hands-on experience, and there's nowhere else I'd rather be.